interesting read here. So Oleksandr Usyk told RT Fight app. He said Oleksandr Usyk has insisted basically that Tyson Fury cannot pull out of their rematch on December the 21st. That is a talking point before I read the article. That is a talking point that a lot of people have had, that they've said that they feel, and again, I'm not one of them, maybe I should be, because I was convinced we'd get the fight in February, and that was a kick to the gut when we didn't get it. But a lot of people have been speculating, will we get the fight if Tyson Fury sees Anthony Joshua versus Dubois? If Joshua wins but looks vulnerable, he might choose to go down that road instead. Well, Oleksandr Usyk has said, no way, because the ball is in our court now. He has a contract, and so do I, until December the 31st. We have to hold this fight up to and including that date. If he pulls out December the 21st, he will lose all his money and dividends and won't be a man of his word. Won't be a man of his word. I missed the part where he was a man of his word, but there you go. Listen, Tyson Fury in May, I believe there was fines, heavy fines, 10 mil or something like that if you pulled out. So he didn't pull out. The fight was meant to happen. Listen, he ducked Oleksandr Usyk for 2 years. Could have happened 2022. Josh was willing to take the step aside. Money didn't happen. He said he needed a tune-up. A tune-up? You just fought Wilder. Tune-up. Me arse. You just fought Deontay Wilder. Then 2023 comes around, early 2023, and all that nonsense about, oh, it's going to be a Wembley Stadium, oh, he's got to take 70%, oh, it's Alexander, oh, it's this, oh, it's this, oh, it's this. But Sugar Hill Stewart even admitted he was in the UK to train Lawrence Okoli in around about that time, and he had a plane ticket back home, so the fight was never going to take place in April. But in spite of the fact, Tyson Fury still, it's Alexander Usyk. He doesn't want to fight me for whatever reason. Yeah, he really doesn't want to fight you because he's trying everything to make that fight. Okay. Then it was this narrative that, well, it has to be Ngannou because, who else wants to fight you? A lot of people are, raising their hands and saying, we'll do it. But obviously, Francis Ngannou, there you go. It was at that point then that we finally get introduced to Turki Al-Sheikh. We didn't know him up until really that fight. And they announced that they were going to do the fight on December the 23rd. Didn't happen. All right, fair enough. I'll give you that one. Your face was damaged in the Francis Ngannou fight. Too much time. All right, fair enough. I'll let that one slide. Gave us the day of reckoning card, so you can't really complain. February pulls out, and it ends up happening in May. 2 years later. Brilliant. Oleksandr Usyk, unless there's serious legal implications, and I mean serious, I think it will happen. But I wouldn't be saying that Tyson Fury cannot pull out of their fight unless there is serious legal implications like big fines and stuff like that. Basically what they were talking about in May. I don't think it will happen, but I wouldn't rule it out. Because with Tyson Fury, you just don't know. The man needs to give Nick Cannon some tips on pulling out. Seriously. My guy Nick Cannon needs that. Good Lord. But that's Tyson Fury. That is Tyson Fury in a nutshell. He has pulled out of countless fights over the years. He's rescheduled. And even before he still fought them. He still fought them. But how many times has he pulled out before said fighting them? And sometimes he's just pulled out and never fought them. Like Alexander Ustinov. So, yeah, I like what Alexander Usyk is saying there. You will lose all the money, but saying that if Turki Al-Sheikh is offering him similar money for Anthony Joshua, maybe even less money, but he feels it's a less risky fight, it's a more winnable fight, I'm sure he'd go down that road. I do. I hope he doesn't. I would like to just have this fight done and dusted and be done with it and let Alexander Usyk sail it off into the sunset. And look, if he loses Tyson Fury to Alexander Usyk in the rematch, which I think he probably will, but I wouldn't rule him out completely. He's a very, very good fighter. If he decides to stay on, which you wouldn't know, there is an Anthony Joshua fight there. Turki Al-Sheikh has maintained that they will do that fight regardless of the outcome. And if you beat Anthony Joshua, say you fight Anthony Joshua, you beat him. There you go. You're pretty much back to where you were in 2023 before the Alexander Usyk fight was announced, where you can kind of, pick these kind of gimmicky fights, these fun, easy fights and milk the belt. You could do that. and the British public would lap it up. And I think that if Tyson Fury was to say lose to Oleksandr Usyk, Usyk was to retire, and he was to then say beat Anthony Joshua, which again, like that's a big if, a big if. I think because Usyk will be gone, I suspect anyway, and because he would have beaten Anthony Joshua, I think the British public will be more willing to give him a pass if he did decide to do something similar, as in, fight John Jones, Francis Ngannou again, or, just milk whatever title he has. They'd probably be more willing to give him a pass on that than they were in 2023. And that was a good thing because it pretty much got us undisputed. It literally did. I know Turkey Al Sheikh wrote him a big contract or a big paycheck, but that pressure had to, because you looked at any social media post, it was Usyk. People like myself, Outmatch, Dell, etc., all making videos talking about this, and any chance we got with Frank Warren or someone like that saying, "Oh well, we can't do this." We were absolutely tearing that to pieces. So we can give ourselves a pat on the back and say we can play a bit of a part in it, but very small, but at least something. It's better than nothing. So I will leave it there. Let me know your thoughts. Do you even think it'll take place? Do you think that, irrespective of what Usyk is saying there, it doesn't matter, it's not going to take place? Let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed it, people. Smash the like button if you could. Subscribe, of course, as always, if you haven't already. Peace.